these two talents together and move them forward into this new vision of a society, I think we can tap into the global value chains and articulate our talent into that value chain in a big way. So we have three kinds of assets. We have minerals, we have crude, we have people, we have talent, we have scholarship. We put our hands together and we have a big play. And ladies and gentlemen, what is it that we need to do all of this? I've told you that we have the largest copper mines across the world. But what we're also inviting both the private sector and the public sector is to build the infrastructure for that. Build the road infrastructure, build the train infrastructure, build the port infrastructure, particularly at Gawada, which is the closest journey from all the assets that we have to, like a corridor to the rest of the world. So we are not only leveraging our assets, we are also building the infrastructure. And we are inviting both the private sectors of Pakistan and the private sector of Saudi Arabia to come and participate towards building that infrastructure, which is pivotal in the way of unleashing the assets and the wealth that Pakistan and Saudi Arabia jointly have. So far, my friends, we are exporting our food products. And we already have programs together, and today the largest entourage is in agriculture and food security. About 35% of Pakistani food products, they get perishable food products, they get wasted. They get wasted on trees, they roll on the streets. What we are now doing is, first of all, taking everything that we have and connecting it to the food security of the GCC. And not just the Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has a grand plan of being the corridor, the food corridor, to the GCC and also to the rest of the world. And we would like to have a joint program, not just a project, a joint program where we can put our hands together, and the Pakistani agricultural assets that we have and the Saudi desire to be a global player and ensure the food security of the region as well as be a corridor to the rest of the world. We'd like to be partners in that. And that is why the biggest entourage today that we have on both sides is in food and agriculture in the private sector. So we'd like for you to take the opportunity today, get to know your partners, create relationships and move forward. And what we want is not just export, but what we want is your joint efforts and investments to move downstream towards value-added activities and create basically a plug into the food chain, into the fruit chain, into the juice chains, into the cheese chains, into the meat chains of the rest of the world. And today is your opportunity to get to know each other and forge a relationship. And in terms of the vibrant society that Saudi Arabia wants to move forward, that vibrant society is grounded in religious tourism. And what is it that we want? The biggest desire of a Pakistani is to participate in that religious tourism. If there's one desire that a dying man in Pakistan or a dying woman in Pakistan or an aging person in Pakistan has, it is to go and before closing their eyes, look at our holy mosques and pray to God, pray to Allah. Saudi Arabia wants to promote that. We need it for our own spiritual journey. So that's fantastic. But we have another tourism in Pakistan, which is family tourism, which is experiential tourism. If you go into the northern areas of Pakistan, and I know Saudi families, they're like our families. They'd like to be at a place that's comfortable, where they can take their families, daughters, sisters, hang around comfortably. And what we are trying to build now is an integrated experience of tourism, hotels, five-star hotels, ski resorts in the northern areas. And today we have private sector parties on both sides which can put their heads together and build that experience and strengthen that journey as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you of a few things. In fact, I want to assure you of only one thing. That is no more. We have already embarked on a journey from red tape to red carpet. The SIFC framework that we've put together, and General Sarfraz, my friend, he's going to tell you why it is a guarantee of success, how it is a guarantee of success, what would happen empirically because of which things that did not happen shall happen now, how we are going to transform the red tape into red carpet, which we've symbolically laid in front of you for the past 24 hours. I hope we've been able to do half the job that you do. But we are committed, our Prime Minister is committed absolutely to lay a red carpet, not just in the way of our foreign investors, but also the Pakistani investors. So we're going to break the shackles of these regulations. This ease of doing business is not just an idea, not a report. We are not going to report to you that our ranking has improved. We're going to give you the experience of this, what we're calling red carpet. So we are all committed to this. Ease of doing business and private sector first. Private sector first, private sector second, private sector third. That's the journey on which we are embarking. And we'd like to invite the private sector on both sides to join hands and move forward. We're going to create transparency. We're going to create level playing field. And all of these hogging of assets and trying to get, so to say, elite captures, those days are gone. It's going to be straightforward asset, straightforward competition, level playing field, whether you're rich or you're a young man or woman who's starry-eyed and has a great idea. The country is going to be, a red carpet is going to be laid out for you, and through fierce competition, we're going to move forward. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all. I just wanted to make sure that today, at least when you walk away with only one message. We're committed to the private sector. We're committed to our investors. We have a relationship of brotherhood, not friendship, with Saudi Arabia that we're going to move forward. And may Allah guide us and make us successful along this journey. Thank you very much.
वज़ीर तवानाई मुसद्दिक मलिक पाकिस्तान सऊदी अरब सरमायाकारी फोरम 2024 की तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि पाकिस्तान और सऊदी अरब के दरमियान देरीना बरादराना ताल्लुकात हैं, हमें मिलकर आगे बढ़ने की ज़रूरत है। उन्होंने मज़ीद कहा कि पाकिस्तान के पास हुनरमंद अफरादी क़ुव्वत की कोई कमी नहीं। पाकिस्तान के हुनरमंद अफराद सऊदी अरब की तरक्की में किरदार अदा कर सकते हैं। सऊदी अरब ने हालिया बरसों में तेज़ी से तरक्की की है। पाकिस्तान में मादनियात के वसी ज़खायर मौजूद हैं। उनका मज़ीद कहना था कि सऊदी पाक बरादराना ताल्लुकात को मज़ीद सूदमंद बनाने के लिए इक़दामात करने की ज़रूरत है। पाकिस्तान सऊदी अरब का अपना बड़ा भाई समझता है। उन्होंने मज़ीद कहा कि आज मौका है कि एक दूसरे की सलाहियतों से फ़ायदा उठाया जाए, एक दूसरे को समझा जाए। अपने तमाम नाज़रीन को बताते चलें कि पाकिस्तान सऊदी अरब सरमायाकारी फोरम 2024 की इफ्तिताई तकरीब इस्लामाबाद में जारी है। सऊदी अरब का आला सतही तिजारती वफ़द पाकिस्तान के दौरे पर है। 3 रोज़ा ये दौरा है। आपको बताते चलें कि इस दौरे की क़यादत सऊदी नायब वज़ीर सरमायाकारी इब्राहिम बिन यूसुफ अल मुबारक कर रहे हैं। सऊदी अरब के 38 रुकनी वफ़द में IT और तवानाई समेत मुख्तलिफ कंपनियों के सरबराहान शामिल हैं।
On a positive trajectory, whether it's our agriculture GDP, which is growing at 5% on the back of bumper crops, whether it's rice, whether it's wheat, whether it's sugar. At the same time, on the current account deficit side, we have had a number of months where we've had surpluses. And therefore, before the year is out, during this fiscal year, our current account deficit is going to be less than $1 billion. Our foreign exchange reserves, which had dipped to about 15 days of cover, have alhamdulillah recovered to almost over $9 billion, which is about 2 months import cover. Currency has been stable over the last 10 months. Inflation, which peaked at 38%, is now down to roughly 17%. Stock market, therefore, has reacted positively. We have seen all-time highs. We have seen foreign buying coming in. We see institutional investors coming back to Pakistan. In fact, in a few minutes I have to leave because we have some US and European institutional investors who are coming to my office to figure out where we stand, and we've seen already buying coming in terms of institutional market. Now, all of this has been ushered in because in the previous administration, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif signed the 9-month SBA. And under his watch now, mashallah, we have concluded successfully 9-month SBA with the last tranche of the IMF